All right, welcome everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I am the president and founder of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that does things quite a bit differently. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me today to give you the opportunity to show you a little bit about how it works and really what makes us special. I also have our two co-hosts that will be joining me as well. My brother Kyle, who will show a little demo of the backends, and our mentor Jose, who will talk a little bit more about his 27 years of experience and how that plays into it. So let me start here by sharing my screen. So hopefully most of you on this call today have possibly watched one of these videos, but you can actually ask questions today as well. But let me talk a little bit through about all these little bullets and what makes us special and different, really. So one of the first things that we always talk about, let me scroll down a little bit here, is we are a non-delegated correspondent. So we have done this in quite a few different models. We started about 4 years ago as an FDIC bank, a branch of an FDIC bank. And we quickly grew that up to quite a bit of MLOs and found the limitations in the bank model, took it to a broker model, which is something we enjoy as well, to be able to work with wholesale broker partners as well. And then also have done the branch as non-delegated and delegated. And what we found for our business model, which we'll explain here in a minute, is that the non-delegated is perfect because we can have the best of both worlds. So what we have is access to 60 plus lenders. I believe it's 65 plus wholesale brokered partners. So we can broker with all of those lenders and do the regular wholesale relationship. But what really makes us special and why we have the extra licensing is because when we're the lender, we have over 25 correspondent investors that we can do with us as the lender, which provides a lot of great benefits along with pricing benefits for us and our clients, of course. So why do we focus on being a little bit different and having both options? That's because we're all about leads. So myself and Kyle come from a marketing background. We've spent millions of dollars on all of the lead generation platforms, all of the advertising platforms, the Googles, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Snapchats, the TikToks, all of that stuff. And we love to generate leads for our teams at a massive scale. So we give everybody here on the call that's going to join as a loan officer access to unlimited leads in all kinds of different ways. Kyle will show you a little bit of the back end about what the actual leads look like and where they're coming from. But really, that's what really sets us apart and why we have to have all of those partners, because no matter what kind of lead we get, we need to make sure we have a partner, whether it's wholesale or correspondent partner, to do that loan with. So since we do leads at a massive scale, we want to always have a place for those leads. Now, how do we do those leads and generate them at a massive scale? We have our own software and our own system. So we have built our own proprietary patent pending mortgage CRM with Dialer, but it's a little bit more than that, right? So CRMs, pretty much everybody has, that's great. Dialers, everybody has, that's great. Everything we have is in-house, which makes it really great. So you don't have to go anywhere else. But when you add some of these other features on top of it, it becomes a very customized system. So along with our CRM, everything is integrated front to back. So that includes a custom website, just like you're looking at now. This is, the main site, but everybody instantly gets a website for themselves. And that's all integrated with our 1003 application through the API. So basically a customer can come from a lead, wherever they come from, sign up on your website. They can be quoted instantly with all of our APIs, and they can fill out their 1003 and upload their docs instantly without ever leaving the page. So everything's all within our site. There is no other site. There is no other POS, LOS, or anything like that. So our system is a full CRM, POS, LOS, all integrated via API. So some people might know what that means, but basically it allows us to use Optimal Blue for pricing and Encompass for the loan and account check for VOEs and VOIs and Meridian Link and CIC for all the credit pulls, all instantly, all without ever having to log into any of those platforms. So all of those platforms communicate with our platform through an API, and that's what allows us to push everything through automatically. Now, one of the other things that we found very lacking in all of these business models that we've explored was the training. So we are very passionate about training. Obviously, we do things a little bit differently. So that's another reason why we want to make sure we train all the time. So we have daily live trainings as a group, just like we're doing right now. We have one at 7 p.m. tonight as well. We're preparing for it. So we do them every day. We also have one-on-one team leader support calls. So if you guys need to get unstuck and you need to actually share your screen, that's really valuable when you're actually working on a file and getting ready to disclose a file. So we want to make sure we meet one-on-one, show us your screen. We'll actually take over your screen, click those buttons to get you unstuck onto you or whatever's holding you up. We are also all about the live support. So we have processors in our Zoom room that are available anytime that can go into Encompass. Again, get you unstuck if it's something simple. Just need to know how to order MI or know how to order an appraisal. They'll take over your screen, show you where those buttons are, and all that great stuff. We also have our online training center, which is a formal curriculum, more like a school, where you can go through and learn how to do everything start to finish and access those videos that are specific to our process. Along with those great resources, we have our knowledge center, and that's really where our partners come in. So we have thousands of videos and resources. Those usually come from our lender partners, right? So we have about 100 different outlets for loans. So we have all kinds of different tips, tricks, videos, resources, guidelines, matrices, all that kind of great stuff, all within our knowledge center at our fingertips. One of the things that Kyle is going to present here, the next bullet here, is all about our leads. So even if you guys have your own leads, we love to work with you as well. So since our system is all about leads, we'll give you access to our lead generation, but also if you have your own, we'll show you how to route those right into your CRM, use all those great features where they can instantly sign up, instantly submit their 1003, instantly pull their credit, instantly do their VOI, all that kind of great stuff. And if you want to set up your own leads, Kyle will show you how that works as well. So if you don't quite have your own system set up, but you're really interested in investing in yourself, great, that's what we're all about here. One of the next bullets here that we always want to cover that I'm very passionate about myself when I used to do loans was the DSCR, business purpose. That's what we're all about here. We work with investors at a large scale. So we want to be able to close those loans for those investors that have 10, 20, 30 properties, no matter what state those properties may be in. So I want to service my client no matter where they are. So we can obviously close their loans in the states we're licensed. And in some cases, some of the other states we're not personally licensed in and still service our client. So the commercial, basically DSCR business purpose loans are great for us to expand our footprint without having to be too concerned. So that's a great opportunity, especially for the types of leads that we do, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And to top it all off, the big thing here for us is no monthly fees. So we've built every line of code for what you're about to see. So there's no tech fees or desk fees or any other fees. Everything we have is integrated at the top level. So there's no other fees or hidden fees or any kind of things like that for our MLOs, which we really don't like in other types of business models. We want to be very straightforward. So that being said, let's go into the comp plans. So what you see is what you get here. Obviously, these are probably different than what you're used to. So hopefully I can explain a little bit of the differences here. We have 3 general comp plans, which is what we found works best for our business model. Remember, we're a little bit different, so it might be different than what you're used to. But again, we want to be very transparent. There is no other fees. So what you see is what you get here. There's nothing hidden. Obviously, everybody is drawn to the left here, the big one. So let's start at the senior loan officer plan. So everybody's goal is to become a senior loan officer, be able to disclose your own files, be able to rock and roll, use all our different outlets, and make the great 200 basis points commission. And remember, that's going to be 200 basis points on conventional and non-QM, and 200 basis points is 2% for those of you not familiar with basis points. Now there's other comps for like HELOCs and reverse mortgages and stuff, but what we're all used to here, 200 basis points. Now, the senior loan officers obviously get access to everything we just talked about, all the great software. They get unlimited leads at a 50-50 split. We obviously want to feed our senior loan officers with all the leads we can get. And one of the great resources of those leads is our loan officer assistance, which we'll talk about here in a minute. So not only are loan officers getting, kind of the advertised leads, but we'll talk about how our loan officer assistants actually feed our senior loan officers really hot, deals that are actually like personal deals from them. There's also team leader opportunities. Once you become a senior loan officer, you can move up other levels and start running a team and such. And there's also recruiting bonuses. Now, how do you get to a senior loan officer? Notice you can't really sign up here, guys. As a senior loan officer, everybody's going to start as a loan officer. And that's just because we do things differently here. So hopefully you guys have closed 1,000 loans. Great. We just want to make sure you close a few with our system so you get used to it, right? So you're going to get paid 150 basis points on your first 6 loans. If you look down here at the fine print, 6 loans closed will automatically upgrade you to a senior MLO. So we don't want to hold you down. We just want to show you guys how to do those first 6 loans since we do things a little bit different. You might wear a broker hat one day. You might wear a lender hat the other day. It is different than what you're probably used to. Now, once you get those first 6 loans, you'll automatically upgrade. But for those first 6, you'll get paid 150 basis points on the conventional non-QM, the stuff we're all used to, or 1.5%. You'll have access to all the stuff we talked about, access to our company leads, access to the hot leads coming in at 50-50 split, all that kind of great stuff. So if you want to just use some of our leads to close those 6 to get those under your feet, no problem. As soon as you get those 6 done, you'll go ahead and upgrade to senior. Now, remember, when you take a company lead, it is at a 50-50 split. So if you're on the loan officer plan, you're going to make 75 basis points or 0.75% commission on any company leads you take, which is still great commission for those of you coming from maybe more of a call center type of environment. Obviously, the goal is to get you on the big ones, though. So when you're at the senior loan officer level, you're going to get 50-50 split of 200 basis points. So if you do your own self-gen leads, great, you make 200 basis points. If you take a company lead, you will make 100 basis points for 1%. Now, loan officer assistant, the next plan we're going to talk about here. This is a little bit different probably than what most of you are used to. Loan officer assistant typically means something else. For us, what it means is our loan officer assistants are going to make great commission, 75 basis points, to refer deals to senior loan officers. So our loan officer assistants are actually licensed loan officers. They're just not quite ready to take that step, sign that 1003, and really take that customer start to finish, right? So if you guys are just getting into it, maybe just getting back into it, maybe just want to learn the system on a couple just to refer them, maybe you're a realtor more so, and this is kind of an addition to what you already do, and you want to learn on your first few, no problem. This would be the plan for you. You'd still make great commission, a lot of times more than most companies even pay, and you're going to refer that deal to a senior loan officer who knows exactly what to do, exactly when to do it, exactly what button to press, and exactly how to sign everything and do everything properly, so everything is going smoothly for your customer, right? We want the customers to win at the end of the day. So if you guys aren't quite ready to jump in both feet, no problem. This plan would be for you. You still need to be licensed to make basis points on the loan. So this is still for licensed loan officers. This is just kind of the way to get to that next level and take that next step. So you will work with the senior loan officer. You will call your customer. Maybe it's your friend, your family member. Maybe you're a realtor and it's your personal client. But you're going to work with that senior loan officer as their assistant on that deal. You're going to help collect documents from your friend, from your family member, from your client for that senior loan officer. That senior loan officer will know exactly what buttons to click exactly when in order to get that deal done for you. So it allows us to combine everybody at the best of their abilities. You will know your friend better than the senior loan officer, and the senior loan officer will know what buttons to click better than you will. So it's a great combination to get your feet wet here in the industry. And if you want to switch up, no problem. Try a couple as an assistant, learn how it works, go ahead and upgrade to a loan officer, and then of course get upgraded to a senior. So those are the main differences there. Just make sure you understand that the senior loan officers get the leads from the loan officer assistants, who still must be licensed. They're just getting into the industry or just getting back into it typically. So those are the main differences on the plans. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. We'll talk about it a little bit later as well. But next we usually talk about the actual mortgage software that we built. So Kyle can take over now and actually do a quick demo for you guys on screen.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So real quick, I'm just going to go over how some of the technology and leads work. When you come on board, we'll do a full training on this, but right now, just want to highlight a couple things. So first off, we have a CRM here. You create your notes and send your emails and your texts, and they pop up down here in a timeline, and you can set reminders, and you can send automated texts and emails, action plans, drip campaigns, all that kind of good stuff. But one of the big things that sets us apart here is our quoting system. So you'll see you can take 6 pieces of info from the client, pop it in here, pull the rates from Optimal Blue, the real rates from our investors in real time, and you can email and text a link to a nice, pretty quote within 2 minutes to your client that looks like this on your website, right? All the different rate choices. What do these things mean? Pulls in the Google map automatically, pulls in the Zestimate automatically, pulls in all the loan info, displays the taxes, insurance, this breakdown, the estimated closing fees, and of course, you as a loan officer, and you can also attach your realtors to the quote as well. So your realtors absolutely love it because you can attach the realtor to the quote, you can display them on the quote, and you can also CC them on the quotes as well. Now, the coolest part about this is that you can click the Start My Loan application. So when a client gets this, they can say, hey, I'm ready to go start my loan application. Now, when they do that, they're taken to create a password for their borrower portal, which I'll show you what they see on their end. They can start their loan application right here and fill out the 1003 right in our system. They can upload the documents that we're requesting from the start, the basic documents we're going to need for this type of loan. They can see the loan info, the milestone that their loan is at, and they can contact you through here. So that is what the client sees on their end. Now, let me show you what you now see on your end. You can also help the client fill out their 1003 if needed. You can help them upload documents if needed. But the cool part here is you can request documents if needed. You can say, hey, we need, 12 months bank statements, save changes, and now we're asking for 12 months bank statements. You could also request to change the entire packet and say, you know what, we're actually going to go with a bank statement loan, apply that, save the changes. Now we're just asking for what we need for a bank statement loan, right? So if you don't know what you need for a W-2 VA loan, you're just going to change the packet to this, and the system knows what you are going to need, right? You can also request signatures and say, hey, I need this signature from the client, and it pops it in their portal and lets them know, hey, we need this signature, and they can sign it right through here, right through the e-sign without going anywhere. Now, once you have all your documents and all that kind of good stuff, you can start originating the loan, right? If they go through here and they do their application and they finish their application, they give authorization to pull credit. We pull credit automatically. We pay for the credit pull, not you, not your client. And then you can start actually originating the loan in Encompass through the API right here in our system. So you do not have to leave our system. When you open this, the credit is already going to be in here. And for those of you that are familiar with Encompass, this is Encompass here in our system, right? So we are going to take a loan from being a lead to quoting them, to filling out the application, pulling credit automatically, gathering documents automatically, and originating the loan here in Encompass, and the credit's already in there when you open it up, and you're ready to start originating the loan with no other logins. You have one login here to our system, and everything is in here, right? So now let's talk about what happens after you start originating the loan. You now are going to have our pipeline tab where you can see everything about these loans, who the client is, the stage that it's at, the loan amount, the investors they may be at. So you can keep track of all your loans here. And most importantly, you change the milestones, right? So if you are going to order the appraisal, you're going to change that as the milestone. Is going to ask you, do you want to update everyone? This is going to update your client and the realtor and send a email to you and to your branch manager, so everyone knows what milestone this loan is at, and you can change that. Now everyone's automatically updated. Now the number one complaint from both from both realtors and clients about loan officers is lack of communication, right? So we're going to keep everybody updated through the process automatically. You're going to know where all of your loans are, what lenders, who's the client, what stage is it at, all that kind of good stuff. So you see here with one login, we're going to take a client from being a lead to communicating with them, getting a quote to them, getting them to agree to the quote, submit their application, pull their credit, and actually originate the loan in Encompass in our system, and gather all the documents and all that kind of good stuff, all within one login. Now let's talk about where the actual leads come from, right? So I'm going to show you, this is my test profile. This is just one test profile here for just today, and you'll see these leads coming in real time. We're going to send you a text message with the leads that are coming in all day long. So you see here my test profile, I'm getting foreign national DSCR, I'm getting national business purpose DSCR, I'm getting trigger leads in real time, I'm getting regular purchase leads, right? All different kinds, the 5 to 8 mixed unit leads that are going so well for us right now. You're going to be getting blown up on your phone with text messages all day long. That's just since this morning, right? So it's coming in all day long. Those are from our Facebook campaigns and our different advertising campaigns. So those are the hot, fresh leads that are coming in all day for you. Now, the other way that we provide you to be able to work leads here is our auto dialer. So you'll see here in our auto dialer, we have all different kinds of lists for you to call. We have trigger leads in here. We have realtor leads. You can call hundreds of realtors in a day. Of course, this auto dialer works like any other auto dialer. You can make 300-400 calls in a day. You just pick up your phone once, and then it just stays logged in. You can go through the calls, drop automatic emails and text messages in one click to them. So we provide leads and the ability to call them here in the auto dialer. That's another way that we provide you leads, right? Another way that we provide leads is that you can purchase them. So the same leads that we're giving you on a lead split, you can purchase those leads yourself to have no lead split, right? So they're going to go directly to you. You don't have to click to claim them, and you're going to be able to do that deal without a lead split. They're your leads, but they're the same leads from our same campaigns, right? So, for example, one of our loan officers, Nicole, first deal she ever closed as a loan officer, it was a $1,060,000 deal. It got denied at another lender. She came to Jose for help. Jose helped her restructure it into a profit and loss loan. We were able to close the loan. She had never closed a loan before. Now her commission on her first loan ever was about $16,000. She bought that lead herself. It was one of the leads we sent her, but one of the leads from her own campaign. So she ended up saving $8,000 in commission because it was one of the leads that she purchased. So you can purchase your own leads as well, keep your pipeline full with leads, but above and beyond what we give you, but also to make sure that you have leads in your pipeline at a full split, not just the ones we're giving you for free upfront on a lead split. So that's another way you can get leads here in the system. The other way you can work leads in our system is to import leads. So you can use your custom webhook here to import leads using Zapier from wherever else you purchase leads. And there's the instructions right here on how to do it. If you already purchase leads from Zillow or Free Rate Update, wherever it is you like getting leads from, you can do so and import them into our system in real time. So as soon as you get that lead, it zaps it into our system. You get an email and a text message, just like the leads that we give you. That way you can call them and then quote them and then do the loan with the Encompass API, gather the documents, all that kind of stuff like any other lead we give you, but it's your lead. It's not on the lead split because you purchased it from wherever, but you're bringing it into our system automatically. So every single way there is to work with leads and get leads, we have here in the system for you. So with that being said, I want Nick to touch base on what kind of leads that we get and why. So Nick and I are from more of a marketing background. Nick is certified by Facebook as a media planning professional. He's certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate. He's certified by Google as a Google Ad search specialist. And as he said, we've been doing this for years. We own a marketing agency before we even got into the mortgage industry. So Nick is kind of the lead master here. So I'm going to go ahead and let him talk a little bit about what kind of leads we give you and why we give you those type of leads. So go ahead.
Sure. So whenever we do leads for, anybody, we want to make sure we do something different. So we've always set about to be different. So for the last 4 years, we've really focused on doing the opposite a lot of the big box guys have done, right? So everybody was racing to the bottom to see how low they could get refinance rates, and obviously lowering commission for a lot of loan officers, which is really the exact opposite of what we do. So we've always focused on doing the opposite. We're not looking for the typical conventional refi. We're looking for the underserved borrowers, or what the big rocket shops are not looking for, right? So we're going to get self-employed borrowers, people that maybe not even have employment at all, that are more of the gig economy type people, right? All the kinds of people that they can't service, the investors with 10, 20, 30, 100 properties on their Schedule E, right? They're not going to know even where to start on that. But I'm going to teach every one of you guys exactly how to work with those types of clients that we've been targeting for all these years and serve them with the products that we have. So we've really focused on building out a plethora of lenders and really focusing on alternative products. So non-QM is really what we've been working with and advertising and gaining traction with for about the last 4 years. And right now, with the rates being high on conventional, obviously the non-QM stuff is very popular. So we've been working on it for quite a while and built quite a robust system in order to specialize on this type of stuff. So yeah, we basically do exactly the opposite in order to get those clients that they can't service and that they don't even have the products for, even if they wanted to. And then once we get them in the door, what we want to make sure is we properly analyze them. So I'll teach you guys all how to do the proper income analysis for someone with 100 rental properties. We can put that into our system. We have the Google document AI recognition, which will actually kick out our actual spreadsheet with our calculations. We'll just have to review them and make sure they're all correct, because the computer sometimes makes mistakes, right? It's reading a document, but we'll go through that. We'll go ahead and get the real income, and we could probably do a conventional loan for someone with 100 properties, which someone at a big box would never do, right? So we'll teach you guys how to do that. We'll also teach you, if they don't qualify conventional, to go to the next level of non-QM, which is typically, bank statements or whatnot. But we always want to start still going and doing the proper service for our clients. So we still do VA loans, we still do FHA loans, we still do conventional loans, USDA, we still do DPA and everything. But what we focus on is delivering specialty products to those customers who are left behind by the big box guys, right? That aren't focusing on them. And we are consulting them. So we're not reducing our compensation down to zero like the big box guys, right? They're leaning on you guys to work with your clients and paying you guys peanuts because they're trying to reduce all their margins to just compete with each other to do billions in refinances, which obviously was a losing model when 100,000 something people have lost their jobs in the last 6 months, whereas we're hiring aggressively because this stuff is different, and it doesn't have to do with the market exploding like it has. It has to do with serving those borrowers who are normally underserved. And we can still do conventional loans for them as well. So obviously don't lose the sight of that, but we do want to specialize in, if they don't fit in that conventional box or that VA box or that USDA box, that we can service them with the non-QM stuff. So that's really what we focus on. Is that good for you, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you just go over the type of products that we actually have, just to actually list them all out?
So we do anything and everything, really. We have all those partners. So that goes from obviously everything conventional that we mentioned. And then obviously we can broker it with a lot of partners that have great like commercial, SBA, all the crazy stuff that you hardly ever get to do, $100 million loan limits, 1,000 unit apartment complexes, all these crazy commercial. And then obviously the non-QM stuff you guys have probably heard about or starting to hear about, the DSCR, the business purpose, bank statements, P&L, 1099, stated income, no ratio, asset-based lending. Basically, if there's a loan program that exists out there, we already have it. Or if you guys have an outlet, I just signed up for a new one today that happened to have a cool manufactured house program for a DSCR for manufactured homes, which is only, I believe we now have 3, right? We had 2 outlets for it before. Now we just added another today where we now have 3 outlets to do investment property manufactured homes, which obviously you can't do conventional stuff. So we have some great non-QM programs for those investors. Actually, just this week, we were talking to a guy with a bunch in the Keys, right? The Keys is a very popular place. They're great homes. They have great values, but they're manufactured because that's just what they did in the Keys. And that's what most of the homes there are. So a great example of us literally today, just an hour ago, just adding another lender just today to get that specific program.
Absolutely. And we have fix and flip, ground up construction, and everything in between. So Jose, why don't you come on here and talk a little bit about the support and how you fit into the team, and then we'll go ahead and open it up to questions.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Great day, great time to be in the industries. Rates are dropping today. We're requoting everybody, pulling in a lot of primary and business purpose deals. We had a great weekend. We had team members come in from all over the country, connected. They're totally committed to us. We're totally committed to them. Can't wait to have you all on board so you can all benefit from all of the support that we give. Besides the technology and everything, there's the actual real people support where you can meet with us one-on-one and we will help walk you through your loan. That's the toughest part, especially when it's new technology or when it's new guidelines you may not be aware of. You may be leaving money on the table. So we want to make sure you're not spinning your wheels, you're not getting frustrated and dropping out. We want to make sure as soon as you have that deal on the hook, that you bring them in while that fish is still flopping on that hook, and we will help you carve it up, dissect it, fillet it, and eat it. We will have fun together and enjoy what we're doing because the investors give us multiple deals from the same individual. And that's really fun when you reel somebody in and he says, I have 38 properties I bought with hard money and cash. And can you please help me get out of these bad loans? So it's a great feeling. So yeah, file structure, file disclosing, closing, anything you need, we're here, especially on the disclosing side. We do help you disclose those files at all hours of the day and night and weekend. You're not going to be frustrated with us because you're submitting your file somewhere and there's a disclosure desk that's taking days and you have to keep redoing your file because it keeps expiring. That's not going to happen to you at the mortgage calculator. So looking forward to having you all on the team, book those meetings and close those loans.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So I'm going to share my screen here and go over the next steps. So when you are ready, go ahead and go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join. Right, you're going to pick the plan that works best for you, whether it's a loan officer plan and the loan officer assistant plan. You're going to go ahead and click here. It's going to take you to a form to fill out. Once you fill out that form, it's going to take you right to the compensation agreement to sign. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. It's going to email you a copy as well. But when you're ready to sign that, you're going to go ahead and sign it, and then we're going to send you the next steps for onboarding, which will be, to sign the employment contracts and get your identification to us and sponsor your NMLS license and all that kind of good stuff. So the first step here is to submit. We will send you the contract, review it. Once you sign it, then we'll send you all of the next steps. So with that being said, Nick, why don't you go ahead and stop recording?